Okay, good morning for everyone. We are going to talk about the relative clause. But the first activity is review the last homework. So the last, you know that we talked about the models. We are going to review the Google, May, and Must. So the first is he could not done it yet because it's in the past. The second is he made hard for this exam because he results very good. He made studied. We're going to talk about with the models. So in this part, the student have to answer the sentence to 5 minutes and with end we are going to a warm-up activity. The warm-up activity, they have to found the words that have in the box. Alphabet top. Had, made, taken, play, could, must, gotten, been, and seen. I choose this word because we are going to review the past modals we made, could, must, and review the some verbs in past participle. Had, taken, played, been, and seen. So they have to choose the students to discover where is the word. For example, may might is here, might. Okay, had is here. Sorry. And we have to know that another is played in past participle. Play taken is here and here. Take it. And the student have to found these words. Another we have to must is here. Must. Could is here. Could. And for this word activity, they have to find minutes to complete this. So the student have to complete, and when they have done, they say, yes, teacher, I have done this. So this is the answers. And now we are going to erase. Okay. We continue to this. We are going to talk about the relative clause. So when we use it, defining the relative clause when we want to give more information about the person or thing we are talking about, without information that the sentence will be meaningless. So use who and that. So for the people live in the city, they people don't recycle. So for the person, we are going to use the relative clause who and that. The people who or that live in the city don't recycle. They said another one is use where that for place. So that is used people place, but where is used in place. For example, we visited a place, people dispose to garbage in that place. The answer is when we use the relative clause, we visited a place where people dispose their garbage. Okay? And use that and which for things. Things. In a dump, it was no control for the local authorities. When we use relative clause, it is a dump that has no control for the local authority. Okay, this is, and we have two examples to discuss this. That is a woman who stole my coat. Coat is that the men use with a sweet. Okay, that's the man that spoke to the last weekend. Okay, where is sorry? Where is the apple that I told you don't not to eat? Marie Curie is a woman that discovered radium. The hospital where I was born is being knocked down. Another is this is the bank which was robbed yesterday. And the last is where were which made him look like Mickey Mouse. So as remember, we use who for people, where, place, that, which, things, and that is for the people, that, place, and things. Okay, time to practice. In this activity, the students have to 5 minutes to complete this sentence. They have to change or make a sentence to use who, that, and where. Okay, the last is done. The earth is used storehouse, where the great sample to natural resource in the earth. Okay, when we use this, we have to remember in this part we use where because we are going to talk about a place. The place is earth. The earth is a large storehouse where there is a great sample to the natural resource. Okay, the second one is there is a non-renewable resource such as the fluids and minerals. They cannot be replaced after removed from the earth. And the answer is there are no renewable flows such as the fluids and minerals that cannot be replaced after removed from the earth. Peter is a geologist. He studies his soil to the search for the air resource. There is a geologist who or that study that soil is the search for the air and resource. We are going to talk about Peter, the Peter studies. Okay. The ocean is a rich natural resource where, because we are going to talk about the ocean, so the ocean is a place, so we are going to use where. There are tons to the minerals that plant life in the ocean, and the last, those men and minerals, they are put their lives to the risk under the ground. Those men are minerals who or that put their life to seek working underground. Okay? In these activities, you have to 5 minutes to complete it because they have to memorize who, when we use who, use, when we use where, use, that, when I use, or which, when I use. Okay? The other activity is scramble to headings, sorry, and complete the statement using the relative pronouns. They match the columns to discover what is the practice to the natural. So in this activity, you have to 5 minutes to complete this activity, the students, and they have the first, scramble the heading, complete the statements. And the second, you have to match ways. The number one is letter B, the two, it could be the letter D, and they have to 5 minutes to complete this activity. Okay. The first one, the answer is work home at home and work, say the water that who don't use the front two force and the wing to the tamper. Okay, okay, using machines. Using washing machines, there are modern washing that how allow to to avoid the pre-wash recycle. Then there is going washing. People who are that care about the environment don't use the plastic bags. And the last one is the planet forest. Don't litter the cracks to the forest. You use where timber and plants ground. Okay, this is the first activity, but in this activity you have to another is to recognize what is the corresponding column. So in the number one is it say the 15% of the energy and water used when doing to the laundry. The second is they can last no longer than 1,000 years, causing damage to the air, water, and soil. Is the letter C, because we are going to talk about the going shopping. Okay, we are going to continue. This is important to avoid the contamination of the soil. This helps the conserve of natural resource. Is the letter D, the planet forest. And the last, there is not need to keep the water running while the brushing to the teeth. Brushing to the teeth. So we have the letter A. At home, work to save the water, then use the strong of the force and J to top brush. Okay, and we have the last activity. And this activity, students, they have to the 5 minutes to complete this. Or 3 minutes to complete. It's depending on the student that can study about this and can recognize when we used. The first one, I am looking for the secretary who can use the computer well. So who we are going to remember who used is the persons. Okay, he has a son that is a doctor. Yes, we are going to talk about that sheep. We bought a house where is 1,000 years old. I sent a letter which arrived this week later. The man which you use for things, and the thing is the letter. The man who phone is my brother. The camera which cost 1,000 over there. So we are going to talk about the camera. The house. Sorry, what about the missing this? The house where belongs to Julie is in London. We are going to talk about in place. Sorry, I don't have this answer, but I tell you now. I live in the city where I study. The bar in Barcelona that I met my wife, I still there. The summer, which I graduated from the university, was long and hot. This is the activity that can is very interesting because the student have to recognize what is incorrect and correct. The homework. Okay. The homework is about the student write 5 sentences about the holidays using the relative clause. So they have to use for the who, that. Okay, we are going, sorry. Okay, they have to write the sentence con who, where, that, or which. They have to write a sentence, and the next class, the teacher ask what is the sentence that you write. Okay, and this is for the all for this class to the relative clause. So thank you for attending me, and I can help you the, the teachers understand the relative clause. Okay, so thank